Edward Warmington apologizes for my money comment. Member of Parliament MP for St. Catherine South West Edward Warmington has apologized for recent comments he made asserting that he would limit funds and resources to the People's National Party councillor-elect in the Old Harbour South Division, Dr. Kurt Wald. The MP said in a release on Wednesday that his comments were said in the heat of the moment and were misunderstood in the public discourse. I realize that my statements on funding for members of parliament and councillors have been misunderstood in public discourse. It was never my intention to imply that a duly elected councillor should be denied rightful funding for their municipal division. I want to clarify, my remarks were focused on the established practice of that MPs direct funds from constituencies, while councillors direct funds from the municipal council. These are distinct and separate channels, he stated. He also sought to clarify that the use of the term "my money" during his speech to party supporters does not signify that he considers state allocation funds as his own. These funds allocated by the central government and directed in part by MPs belong to the Jamaican taxpayers. My reference to "my money" was intended to describe these allocations that I, in my role as MP, help oversee. It should also be noted that as an MP, I do spend my personal resources on constituency matters, the release said. Warmington also rejected assertions that his comments endorsed victimization. The opposition People's National Party had earlier called for Warmington, who is the minister with responsibility for works, to be removed from the cabinet. PNP Medals Backtracks after endorsing choppers. The People's National Party candidate for Member of Parliament for Trelawny North, turncoat Dennis Meadows, has apologized for recent utterances made in which he seemingly endorsed individuals who engage in fraudulent activities. In a video now circulating on social media, Meadows can be heard saying that he takes no issues with choppers. In Jamaica, a chopper refers to a person involved in scamming activities. Let me tell you straight up, and me can speak openly, I have no problem with a man if he want chop, because then the choppers during slavery, so nothing wrong if we chop them back, he said. My only problem with chopping is that when you bingo and you score, use the money wisely. Meadows faced a sea of criticism following his remarks and has since withdrawn his statement. In a press release on Wednesday, Meadows said the views expressed by him in the video are not a true reflection of his personal stance on scamming. I would like to address the video excerpt of comments I made of the final leg of the local government election campaign that do not reflect my true stance on criminal activities, particularly lottery scamming, his statement read. I unequivocally withdraw these remarks and want to make it clear that I condemn any form of fraudulent and criminal behavior generally. Describing his action as thoughtless and unwise, Meadows further expressed that he is fully committed to upholding the law and collaborating with law enforcement authorities to prevent crime in all its manifestations. I sincerely apologize to the Jamaican people, Comrade Leader Mark Golding, the PNP leadership and our supporters in North Trelawny for the offense caused by my inappropriate comments, his statement continued. Meanwhile, the young arm of the Jamaica Labour Party Generation 2000 G2K is demanding that PNP leader Mark Golding consider his candidacy for a Member of Parliament. In a statement also on Wednesday, G2K President Sean Kerr said Meadows' remarks should be taken as clear indication of the type of society Mr. Meadows will seek to empower if given the opportunity to serve as a legislator. Meanwhile, PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has rebuked the comments made by Meadows. The party does not condone nor support any endorsement or tolerance of criminal activity including lottery scams or any form of fraud. The PNP, under the leadership of Mark Golding, is committed to upholding the high standards of integrity and adhere to the rules of the law, a statement from PNP read. While expressing disappointment in Meadows' remarks, Campbell however stated that he noted Meadows' public withdrawal of the comments and full-throated apology. Meadows resigned from the Jamaica Labour Party in March 2022 following what he described then as a toxic relationship. He joined the PNP in October and moved up to the hierarchy of the party, becoming chairman of the constituency and now caretaker candidate. Meadows had made 3 failed bids to win the constituency. Assistant Police Commissioner visits scene of Westmoreland tragedy. Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Clifford Chambers and Senior Superintendent of Police SSP Wayne Joseph visited the scene of tragic shooting in Westmoreland, where 7 individuals were shot, 3 of whom succumbed to their injuries on Wednesday morning. The incident marks the third mass shooting in the parish since the beginning of the year. Earlier, 5 individuals were wounded at a party on Barracks Road in Savannah Lamar, followed by another incident where 4 people were injured outside of a bar on Valentine's Day. The authorities are actively investigating the situation. I'm one of the best men in the community. Former residents remember bar shooting victim. The community of Rome in Westmoreland has been jolted by the shooting death of one of their own, 55-year-old Everett Rowe, a businessman who manufactured and sold brooms in his yard. Rowe's life was cut short on Wednesday shortly after 1 a.m. when he and 2 other men were gunned down at a bar in the community. 4 other victims remain hospitalized. Rowe's spouse, Corinne Porter, is struggling to come to grips with her new reality. Me can't manage. It rough, miss, it rough, a distraught Porter said as she held her head in a worrying manner. Porter told reporters that Rowe and her had been together for 3 years and she knew him to be a hard-working man. She is now left with unanswered questions of why him and could it be a case of wrong place, wrong time. Porter said the government needs to focus more on the crime situation plaguing the country. More needs to be done to get down to the crime rate, Porter told reporters on Wednesday afternoon as she struggled to hold back tears. The residents remember Rowe as a good man. Mr. Rowe is a good person, in come to from Ricketts River over 20 years, and are the best man in the community, said one resident and the uncle of one of the injured men, who is said to be in a serious condition at hospital. He's a talented man. Him do everything to make a dollar and to stay alive. I don't know what happened, but God knows. The man, who spoke on occasion not to be named. He said the community was once quiet, but things have changed as there are often flare-ups. Right now, me cut up. My nephew inside got shot and injured in the hospital. In fixed road every day, he said of his injured nephew. Another man, age 48, is also said to be in serious condition as he was shot in the abdomen and neck. Assistant Commissioner ACP of Air 1 Clifford Chambers told reporters that the incident was gang-related. Among those shot are a bartender, laborer, and a cashier who were all in their 20s. Freedom Imaginaries to appeal rejection of asylum to 37 Haitians. Human rights group Freedom Imaginaries says it will be appealing the government's decision not to grant asylum status to 37 Haitian refugees who arrived on board in July last year. The government has rejected the asylum applications of the migrants. The Haitians were handed the rejection letters around 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. Attorney Marlene, founder of Freedom Imaginaries, said there is a right of an appeal to the Ministry of National Security within 7 working days. Yes, we will go forward with the appeals because this is a matter of extreme importance. The UN has made it clear that the situation in Haiti is not conducive to forced returns and has called upon the state to suspend the forced return of the Haitians to Haiti. And also, this process before exhausting all remedies is extremely important, not just for the issue of Haitian refugees, but for the rule of law in general, she reasoned. The lawyer stated that she is concerned that the government decided to reject the asylum applications of the Haitians despite the deepening crisis in Haiti. She also questioned whether due process was followed considering that she was not allowed to present submissions on behalf of the migrants, neither were the applicants heard by the committee convened to consider their asylum applications. We have serious concerns about the integrity of this decision because we believe the process has been undermined by serious due process issues including basic due process guarantees like the right to be heard, the right to be represented by an attorney, and so on, she stated. Magisterial count will not make a difference in Hanover, says Winter McIntosh. With the possibility of a magisterial recount for ballots cast on Monday's local government election in the division of Chester Castle, the victor Winter McIntosh of the People's National Party said such move, if materialized, will not change the status of the Hanover Municipal Corporation. At the end of the count on Wednesday, the PNP added 3 seats for the Jamaica Labour Party to the 4 it had before entering into the election. Following a preliminary count on Monday, the political newcomer and educator Miles Gamble of the JLP was said to have won the Chester Castle division by 17 votes. However, following the official count on Tuesday, McIntosh, a former mayor of Lucy, won the seat by 181 votes. On Monday, Miles Gamble obtained 1,115 votes to 109 votes for McIntosh. However, at the end of Tuesday's official count of some 27 boxes by the returning officer Hermina Butner and her team, McIntosh received 1,195 votes in comparison to 1,014 for Miles Campbell. All 7 seats have been won by the People's National Party. There is no doubt that even if this is a magisterial count, that cannot be much of a difference. I think Riverside division in Hanover Western is most probably the closest margin, and I don't think no magisterial recount would have the change, stated McIntosh. Earlier on Wednesday, Member of Parliament for Hanover Eastern JLP Dave Brown said dialogue will be had with Miles Campbell and her workers before deciding whether the party will seek a magisterial recount or call it a day. Mrs. Miles Campbell was declared the winner on Monday night by 16 votes. However, during the recount Tuesday, it showed that Mr. McIntosh won by 181 votes. So we're only concerned about what transpired between Monday and yesterday during the recount to have an overthrown that 17 and added 181. So that is our concern, and we are going to look at it before making a decision, stated Brown. On Wednesday, McIntosh shared a chronicle of how he was defeated and later rebound to 24 hours. Monday night, the campaign in Horton Grove was very festive. Somebody got a call while we were in the heat of our festivity that I was trailing my opponent by 17 votes. But then I said to myself that could not be correct. The fact is, I have checked all the results both for the JLP and the PNP across the 27 polling divisions, and when I did that, I realized that I was winning by 162, stated McIntosh. So to hear that I was trailing, I was not disturbed by it, because I knew I was a victor by my constituents and divisional people were taken aback by it. But on Tuesday afternoon, when the final count revealed that I was winning by 181 votes, there was a sea of orange here in Montpellier last night because they were celebrating the victory and were ready to work, added McIntosh. Besides, McIntosh said, but what we found out is that in one of the boxes I got 34 more votes than Mrs. Miles Campbell because they had put the wrong figure on the ballot box. So when it was revealed I got 34 more votes, I think the presiding officer had written the wrong number. Now that McIntosh has secured his seat as council designate, he said, my intention is to strengthen the political organization in the division to make sure that when the next general election call here in Hanover, we will be winning the column for the People's National Party. What it means is that putting a lot of emphasis on organization and how we're going to be putting in whatever infrastructure in collaboration with the citizens across the length and breadth of the division to make sure that we have proper accountability as well for all allocation that is being given to you as the councillor. I will also be lobbying some organization to make sure that we can get any form of funding so that we can assist persons, added McIntosh, who noted that there are a lot of needs in his division. On Monday, it was said that the PNP had won 6 of the 7 seats within the Hanover Municipal Corporation. However, should there be no further change with the ongoing official count in the parish, the JLP will be without a seat in the corporation. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.